Arms out to the sides at shoulder height, palms down. Arms, shoulders, neck, all relaxed, nose pointing towards the sky. Just take a moment to relax. Take a couple of breaths in and out. One at a time, sliding your knees up towards the body, feet flat on the floor. Bring the feet and knees together. And gently float the right knee down towards the floor. The feet will separate. And pressing through the left foot, lift the left hip up towards the sky. Don't twist the body, it will twist naturally. And you'll feel a lovely stretch through the left hip. As always, taking a couple of breaths in and out at each position. Gently lower the left hip to the floor and roll over to the other side. So the left knee is towards the floor and the right foot is flat on the floor with the right knee pointing towards the sky. Having taken a couple of deep breaths in and out, press through the right foot and lift the hip bone towards the sky, making sure that both shoulder blades and arms and hands stay relaxed but flat on the floor, not twisting, just allowing a natural twist in the body. Again, feeling a lovely stretch through the right hip. Having taken a couple of nice deep breaths in and out, gently roll back down to the other side. We'll repeat both sides, pressing through the left foot, lifting the hip bone towards the sky, breathing in and out, all the way down to the belly. Gently lowering the left hip and rolling to the other side. Pressing through the right foot and lifting the right hip towards the sky. Feeling that lovely stretch as you breathe all the way down to the belly. Keeping your arms and shoulders relaxed. Gently lower to the floor and bring the knees and feet to the centre. Take a couple of deep breaths here and relax. Gently lift both hips off the floor and place them slightly to the right and allow the knees to float down to the left. They may get near the floor or touch the floor, just wherever's comfortable. The feet have lifted off the floor quite naturally. Now lift your head and turn it towards your right hand so that your right ear is close to the floor or on the floor. You'll feel a diagonal stretch across the hip and into the lower back. And if you'd like a deeper stretch, lift the left hand and place it on the right thigh and just very gently encourage those knees closer to the floor. A couple of deep breaths in and out to the belly. Placing the left hand on the floor at shoulder height and return the knees and feet to centre. Just realign the body. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Gently lift the hips, and this time place them slightly to the left and allow the knees to float to the right. Lift the head and turn it to the left. And again, if you'd like that deeper stretch, just take your right hand to the left thigh and gently encourage the knees towards the floor. Feeling that diagonal stretch as you breathe all the way down to the belly. Place the hand back on the floor and return to centre before we repeat both sides. Just taking a centering breath. Gently lift the hips, place them slightly to the right, knees to the left. Lift the head and turn it to the right. And take that deeper stretch if you'd like to. Place the arm back on the floor, return to centre. Lifting the hips, placing them slightly to the left, knees to the right. Lift the head and turn it to the left. Taking that deeper stretch if you'd like to. Place the hand back on the floor and return to centre, taking a couple of nice deep breaths in. Coming up into happy baby pose, lifting one foot at a time, bring each knee towards the chest and gently hug the knees, placing the hands underneath the knees at the back of the thighs. And just very gently pull the knees towards the chest. In fact, towards the armpits slightly. The knees won't be touching in the centre. Big toes touching, knees slightly relaxed to the sides. Now take the right big toe and ball of the foot in the right hand and the left big toe and the ball of the foot in the left hand. Push the tailbone towards the floor so that you're flattening your back against your mat. Just gently lift the feet out to the sides. Don't force them. They'll only go so far. Relax into the stretch. Again, just make sure the tailbone is pointing towards the floor so your back's flat against the mat. Press the heels towards the sky and the toes will naturally start to point towards the floor. And again, breathe deep into the belly. Now you can stay here for a bit longer, or you can join me in a couple of roll-ups. So relax the hands and the feet and tuck the hands back underneath the knees. Just bringing the knees towards the chest. Now placing the hands on top of the knees And very gently, with some momentum, roll up and back, just to stretch and massage the muscles in the back. Come to a seated position. And gently turn over into child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart the width of your mat. Gently pressing the hands and arms forward and placing the forehead flat on the floor. Forearms to the elbows are on the floor. The upper arms won't be on the floor, probably. And again, breathing in deeply to the belly, allowing the belly to expand. Feeling the back of the rib cage expand as you breathe in. Take a few breaths here. Gently coming up onto all fours. Realign your knees. We're going to come into downward facing dog with bent knees. So tuck the toes under, press up through the feet and hands, keeping the knees bent, looking at your knees, pressing through the arms. Feel that stretch across the shoulder blades. Lift the head and look to the hands. And step by step, walk the feet towards the hands. Keeping them width apart, hip width apart. Relaxing down into forward fold, which is going to be preparing for the sun salutations. So you can keep your knees as bent as you like, or you can straighten them here. And very slowly sliding the hands up the front of the body, very gently coming up to standing pose, ready for sun salutations. And bring the hands to prayer position in front of the heart.